Welcome to Historical Reasons. We bring you amazing stories from history. Subscribe and enjoy the video. Dr. Hein's youth experiment. Doctor once injected patients with fluids from live rabbits, claiming it could make people young again. He combined it with light therapy and exercise, promising instant rejuvenation. While it sounds shocking today, in those times people were willing to try almost anything for beauty and youth. Perfume vending machines. In the 1950s, vending machines appeared that sprayed perfume for just a few coins. Women could refresh themselves with popular scents like Chanel while shopping or traveling. It was seen as glamorous and modern, bringing luxury into public spaces in a completely new way. Cigarette vending machines. Strange machines once sold lit cigarettes that were ready to smoke immediately. For just a penny, people could walk away with a cigarette already burning. Today it seems reckless and unsafe, but back then it was celebrated as modern convenience. Hypnotizing a chimpanzee. Man who claimed to have telepathic powers tried to hypnotize a chimpanzee. He stared with focus, convinced he was in control, while the chimp sat bored and unaffected. The moment looked more humorous than mysterious, showing how some scientific tricks were mostly stage acts. Hugo Gernsback's TV glasses and inventor once introduced a pair of bulky television glasses that let people watch shows anywhere. Though heavy and impractical, the design showed a bold vision for portable entertainment. Looking back now, it feels funny, but it also predicted how one day we'd all carry screens in our pockets. Adolf Hitler in Lederhosen. Rare photo shows Adolf Hitler wearing Bavarian lederhosen, but instead of looking powerful, he appears stiff and uncomfortable. His posture feels weak, very different from the image of strength he wanted people to believe. Historians say he practiced poses in private, showing how obsessed he was with controlling his public image. Tennis on airplane. Wings to daredevils amazed the world by playing tennis on top of a flying airplane. With rackets in hand, they balanced on the wings while the plane soared through the sky. It was part of a dangerous era of aerial stunts, where thrill-seekers risked their lives to shock and entertain audiences. Pigeon camera photography for drones or satellites. Pigeons were trained to carry tiny cameras around their necks. As they flew over cities and battlefields, the cameras clicked timed photos from above. This strange but clever idea gave people a new way to spy and capture landscapes from the sky. Circus artist with crocodiles in Berlin. A circus performer shocked the crowd by stepping into a glass cage filled with crocodiles. Wearing only a swimsuit, she posed fearlessly among the animals as people gasped. The act mixed danger with entertainment, showing how circuses often used fear to attract large audiences. Empty Las Vegas desert before casinos and neon lights. Las Vegas was nothing more than dry desert land. A sign advertising property stood, alone in the sand with almost nothing around it. Within just a few decades, that same desert turned into one of the most famous entertainment cities in the world. Laika in Space. A small dog named Laika became the first living creature to travel into space. She was placed inside a Soviet spacecraft, launched to test survival in orbit. While her mission was short, it marked a huge step in the space race and also raised questions about the ethics of using animals in experiments. Enos, the chimpanzee, was the first chimpanzee to orbit Earth as part of the American space program. He sat strapped into a small seat inside the Mercury capsule, showing how humans might survive the same journey. His flight was a breakthrough that pushed NASA closer to sending people into space. Old woman with rifle. A photograph shows a 106 woman standing outside her home with a rifle in her hands. Her firm grip and serious gaze give the impression that she is ready to defend what belongs to her. The image challenges the idea of weakness in old age, showing strength and determination instead. Colin Evans, levitation trick. Spiritualist Colin Evans fooled audiences by pretending to levitate in the dark during sentences. He used tricks with cameras and lighting to make it look as if he was floating in the air. Even though skeptics doubted him, many followers believed his staged performances were proof of paranormal powers. Elephant as a loadery. Striking photograph shows an elephant carrying supplies onto an airplane. Instead of machines or forklifts, people relied on the strength of the animal to do the work. It's an unusual image that combines modern technology with ancient methods of heavy lifting. Horse with a machine gun in wartime. Soldiers once strapped a large machine gun onto a horse's back. The animal carried the heavy weapon with wheels and ammunition, turning it into a moving battle tool. It's both a strange and sad example of how animals were forced to serve in human wars. James Naismith and basketball, the man who invented basketball, posed proudly with a ball and one of the sport's very first baskets. What began as a simple game with peach baskets grew into one of the most popular sports worldwide. The photo shows how a small idea can evolve into something massive over time. Statue of Liberty's face. When the Statue of Liberty first arrived in New York from France, it was shipped in pieces. One famous photo shows her face lying on the ground before the statue was assembled. The moment captured the beginning of one of the world's greatest symbols of freedom. Swimsuit measurement. Halloween. The past. Women's swimsuits had to meet strict rules. A photo shows a beach patrol officer measuring the length of a woman's swimsuit to be sure it was not too short. Today, such laws seem unbelievable, but back then, they reflected the moral standards of society. Lyndon Johnson's amphibious car. President Lyndon B. Johnson enjoyed surprising guests with his unusual amphibious car. He would drive the vehicle straight into a lake, making people think it was an accident only for the car to float safely on water. It showed his playful personality and love for practical jokes. Soldier's horse leap. A photo captures a horse leaping over a table of soldiers, calmly sitting beneath it. The men seem almost unaware of the risk as the animal soars over their heads. It's a strange mix of danger and casualness, showing how people once treated daring stunts as entertainment. Horse diving show one of the strangest spectacles of the early 20th century, involved horses diving off tall platforms into pools of water. Crowds cheered as animals jumped from as high as 60 feet. The show was eventually banned after public criticism, but it remains a shocking reminder of how far people once went for thrills. Football helmet test before safety standards. Football helmets were tested in bizarre ways. One method involved slamming a player's head against a wall to see if the helmet worked. Looking back, it seems reckless, but at the time, it was considered scientific. Fire-resistant fluid. An inventor once created a strange liquid that prevented surfaces from catching fire. To prove it worked, he poured the fluid and showed flames disappearing instantly. While it never became a common product, it revealed how new inventions often tried to mix science with showmanship. Slimming machines. Gyms once offered machines that vibrated, shook, and rolled people's bodies, claiming to reduce fat. Women stood with belts, shaking their waists, or rollers massaging their legs. These machines promised effortless fitness, but they were more about clever marketing than actual results. Perfect posture contest. At a chiropractic convention, contestants stood on scales to prove their weight was evenly balanced. Winners were crowned in the perfect posture contest and even posed with x-rays of their spines. It was an unusual mix of health, beauty, and competition. Pedal roller skates. An inventor tried to combine the bicycle with roller skates by creating pedal-powered skates. The design let people cycle with wheels attached to their feet. Though creative, the idea never gained popularity and disappeared quickly. Wing walker on a plane. A daring performer balanced on the wing of a flying biplane, standing on one leg as the plane soared through the sky. The stunt was both breathtaking and dangerous. It was part of an era when aerial performers risked their lives just to entertain. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like to support our work and share your thoughts in the comments.